All right, again, this is just going to be common mistakes that traders make in the market. So let me just log into my pocket option. And if you're using another broker, that's completely fine, because we all make the same mistakes. But just to start off, I really think that one of the first mistakes that we tend to make is that we don't use the products. We don't use the products. I think a lot of us get really excited about the idea of making money in minutes, and then we just totally throw, honestly, we just throw logic out the window, and we just start clicking buttons. Or when we're in our demo account, we feel extremely confident and happy, but when we get in our live account, we just don't seem to have the same luck. So if you feel like you tend to have a lot of good luck in your demo account, but you don't have a lot of good luck in your live account, drop a 222 in the chat. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I don't think that it's the market that's really acting up. I just think that it's us that's pretty much like we're not following the same principles of when we're in our demo account and when we're in our live account. I feel like when we're in our live account, if you feel like, and I feel like this is a part of it too, if you feel like you actually get more anxiety, like you literally could be sitting in the same spot doing the same thing, practicing, clear, so confident in your demo, but then as soon as you go to your live account, this wave of anxiety just really comes over you because now you like, oh, this, and then you just lose, and you like that shit. I knew this was gonna happen, right? Right? That's really what happens, right? And I really think that we need to just stop thinking about it like that. And we just really need to just psych ourselves out because the market is not our friend, right? You're second guessing yourself because it's your real money. Like when you're risking hundreds of dollars and you're posting your demo account online and you're trying to tell people about the business, it's like you're so confident. But if you still haven't made a withdrawal, it's like that could be really playing on your confidence and make you question everything about the business. But it's not the market, family. Like I promise you, it's not the market. Like, of course, brokers are going to do, like, businesses always do little things like when people get spiked out. But essentially, that just means there's too many people in the trade and you just get pushed out of the trade because you just weren't quick enough or your broker lagged, or whatever the case may be. But it's not the market, family. It's really not the market. It's more so your anxiety that you're bringing into the situation. We really just have to remember that literally everything we think, right, everything we feel like is something that we putting out into the universe and it's really gonna bounce back to us. So something I did to kind of combat that because like I would do the same thing, family. That's why I could like describe the feeling so accurately because I just would be doing the same thing and I would just be like, I don't know, like when it comes to my live account, logic just would go out the window. Like I would be like, oh my god, I lost, now I gotta get in again, knowing that that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm not supposed to revenge trade. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm just supposed to be calm and act like it's my demo. So something I think that helps with market psychology a little bit is just like don't psych yourself out. Like whether it's your demo account or your live account. And this is what you can kind of do to help you practice as well. Something I would do is I would just like make my screen. Let's see if I can do it now. Like I would just make my thing a little bit bigger, and I would just kind of scroll down so that I actually couldn't see what my was it, whether it was my live account, my demo account. I mean, either way, I will only be risking $1, right? $1, whether it was live or whether it was real, because I just needed to know that these products work, right? I needed to know that the strategies work. We know the money is there, right? We know people are making money, right? But why is it that some people are having consistent withdrawals and some people are taking profit in the market and some people seem to be doing so well, but it's us like we're struggling with this. I mean, I really think it's because when it comes to trading our live account, we really just think we know what we're doing because we just had a really good demo session and then we just stop using the products. Like literally, if you just use the Liberty scanner to call two trades in your demo, you like, all right, bet I can now eye this, right? I can eyeball this because I know what the market's gonna do. I just cleared two trades and my demo is lit. But no, family, you can't do that. You just use the product each and every time. Like each and every time for every trade because that's what it's designed for. Like it's not going to lead you wrong, right? The reason why, if you guys saw Matthew Thayer, he's one of our educators here at IM Academy. If you saw Matty Pips' record for the year, since the year started, he's like 90% accuracy, right? Now we also know that Maddie Pips is the creator and the designer of Cashapp, right? Cashapp is a strategy that has a high percent rate because that's the strategy that he uses, that he tested out, that he got a lot of clears with. And then he decided to share it with us, right? He uses that strategy, right, which has now become a product for IM Academy. He uses that strategy so much and so well. And do y'all know this man, right? If you guys follow Matthew Thayer, you really in it, you know what's going on. How much money did Matthew Thayer make in one trade last night? One trade. How much money did Matthew Thayer make in one trade last night, right? Using the products, right? If you, I'm so happy for the people that knew that because y'all in it, right? If you didn't know that, right? Can I just get a wow in the chat? Wow, how you make $2 million in one trade off a product that I keep losing money on, right? We got to ask ourselves these things, family. How is it that a millionaire is making $2 million in one trade off a strategy, off a product that we have access to, but we come in here and we think we know what we're doing. Oh, nah, I'm listening to Matthew Thayer. Like, man's made $2 million in one trade. I'm listening to you. No, it's not that he's confident. It's that he's using a strategy that works so well. The strategy works so well. IM Academy pay him for it. Right. So why are we think like why do we think we just can just come in here and just know what we're doing when we have the products that work? Right. That's the point. That is the point, right? He does know what he's doing. He created a whole strategy, right? Cashapp is just a strategy of indicators, right? And we can go into the harmonic scanner and we can recreate Cashapp right now, family. Any strategy that any of the educators have made, like I have, other than DeLorean, I'm still my mind is still blown. But these strategies can be recreated directly on our own chart. So it's really not about, yeah, he know what he's doing, but that's because he studied his indicators and stuff. So that's the first thing I really want you guys to think about is to use the products. And I'm just going to demonstrate what that means. And another thing, I feel like everybody should stop over leveraging. Like just stop over leveraging. And the reason why I post my record every week, and the reason why I use little amounts, like I'll do the $2, the $5, the $10, and the 50, to show you what you could have made had you just, like lowered your risk, strictly use the products, and not just thought you know what you were doing. I feel like that's how we lose trades. We just get overconfident in our own skills and beliefs when we haven't been trading for 2 or 3 years. We haven't developed a product so well that we can make $2 million in one trade. We haven't partnered with an academy to teach other people this because it works so well. Like we don't have any of those credentials, right? So we should trust the people that we do. Something we say in this business is that we should listen to people who have the results that we want. So I'm just the products really work and it's really that simple. If you guys have been on any sessions, any of the SBC sessions, have you ever made money right in the last? How long I've been in this chat? If you made money in the last 3 weeks in the SBC signals chat, just drop SBC in the chat. Right? And when we are on these live sessions, we're trading, right? We're trading for over 1,000 people, 1,200 people, 1,800 people, 2,000 people, right? We can't just come in here and do what we want. Like, yeah, Cha-Cha may have her way that she trade, but Cha-Cha really is a product of the products. Like on one of these calls recently, they said Jay said you need to like literally do the blueprint so well that they think you got your own blueprint. What? My own blueprint? That makes absolutely no sense when I want to do what he did. He's winning. He's winning. Right? Follow people that are winning. Like listen to people that are winning. Like don't listen to yourself because you're not winning. Like you're not winning. Like listen to people that are winning and then you will have more results. And then just a little insight about those sessions. We can't use our own strategies. Like we got to use the products, right? We got to use the products because our intention, right, is to make you guys money, right? And to have you guys be so confident in the products that you can go and do this yourself, right? We have an 80% win rate for the week. Strictly, like when I promise y'all, none of us use our own strategies on the live sessions because why? We can do that in our own account, but even why? Like I take L's in my own account because I'll be like, oh, I think it's like, no, just use the products. So yeah, just do that. So I'm gonna just demonstrate how and why you should do that, right? And then that's just gonna also tie into patience, right? And patience. I actually like the fact that you can, well, I don't know if you guys know that, like how deep you get into your scanners and stuff, but you can analyze the chart on a 1 minute and 5 minute, but I mean, yeah, the 1 minute and the 5 minute, but sometimes it is helpful to look at it on a longer time frame, even if you're trading on 1 minute and you're analyzing it on a 5. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm just gonna click GBP AUD because it has a nice payout. Let me go to my Forex Factory. Let me see what's really good because the products work and it's just that simple. So that's going to be the first gem of the day. The products work. The second gem is going to be patient, right? Because I'm gonna say this all the time. Like, if you don't make $60 an hour, right, which is a lot of people, most people don't make $60 an hour. Pretty much any as long as you make $1.70, even if you on the lowest payout, even if you make $1.10 per minute with HFX, you're already doing better than your job, right? So we just got to be grateful for that. And I know some traders, like when we do the different HFX sessions for SBC, we got me and Z, we do the 1 minute snipe, right? We got Janae and D, they do the 3 minute snipe, right? We got Ave and Mel, right? They do the 15 minute still snipe, right? Last week, Ave and Mel doing 15-minute trades in HFX went 6-0, right? 6-0, right? It is crazy because all they did, like, we really, and that's the gag, right? It's not that hard. Like, I think it really just comes down to understanding like what you're actually looking at and what the products are trying to tell you, which I don't know if we'll have to, we might have time to get into that a little bit today. Like, understand your indicators, because remember, I can always do a part 2 as well of just common mistakes that people make, because I literally promise y'all, when they say it's easier to listen than to not listen, that's true. Because I'm a hard-headed individual, or I was, or no, let me say this. I am submissive to the right information, right? I just had a problem with listening to people before I came to this business, because what the F are you talking about? Like, most people don't know what they're talking about, but a lot of people in this business know a lot more than me. They got a lot more bread than me. They got a lot more experience than me. They got a lot more results than me. So I'm like, right? Like Jalen also said, like, in this business, you are the least lit friend. And I'm like, you right. I want your results. Right? Somebody sent me a direct message. They said, I'm listening to everything you're saying. I use the product and I'm currently 110 points in profit. Wow. Right? Family, listen and apply. So we see we have a, let me see what we got over here. We got a red folder. When you go to Forex Factory for my new traders, this is just the website we use to check the news. It is a lot of stuff going on the screen, but the only thing we really want to pay attention to is the date, which will be to the left. And we want to see what time it is. It's about 10:35. So anything that happened 2 hours before 10:30 and 2 hours after 10:30 is what we really care about. But I see USD, right? Got a red folder. Anytime you see a red folder, you just want to avoid trading that pair. Anytime you see a orange folder, you want to lower your risk. You don't want to trade as much as you usually would. Look, it says right there, look, you can scroll over it and it says medium impact expected. I never even noticed that before. You learn something new every day. High impact expected, right? High impact on the market, right? And if you hover over the other one, low impact expected. And I don't know if any gray folders are going to be up here, but if you see a gray folder, that just means it's a holiday. So it'll tell you, just avoid GBP, avoid USD. NZD is okay for now, but we know that between 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock, we should be avoiding NZD, because that's 2 hours before the news came out, right? And that's 2 hours after the news came out, just to make sure that the buyers and sellers had a chance to get their mind right. And we ain't going to participate in that. We just going to look the other way, like, mind our business. So that's that. So we know what we cannot trade. Now let's just go back to our pocket option and figure out what we can. My bad, y'all. Okay, cool. So he said no GBP. I'm gonna just go to EuroCAD, right? I'm gonna go to EuroCAD because I check my news and I'm just walking you guys through like just little things, little tips and things to do, because another common mistake that people make is that they don't feel like they have to do these steps every time. They like, I'm gonna just come in here and look at this line and it looks like, okay, it's about to go down, sell. Like people really do that, and that blows my mind. Like, especially people who don't know how to trade, like that really blows my mind. Like, for you to come in here and be like, some people will literally log in their pocket option on their phone real quick, want to go, they want to make some quick money, and they'll literally just be like, all right, it's going down. Like, why would you do that? Like, at the end of the day, you really have a 50-50 chance at clearing the trade. However, right, you want to increase your probability, right? You want to be, if we know that the harmonic scared her, because these are real statistics, and look at me over here losing money for no damn reason, right? If you know the harmonic scanner has a success rate of 85 to 90%, why would you take a 50-50? Like, oh no, oh no. Like, just definitely use the products. Like, people be having undefeated weeks and undefeated sessions, which is really crazy. So yeah, that's why you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So let me pull up my Liberty scanner. Oh nah, no gambling, no gambling. Like, this is not gambling. This is not gambling. I mean, it could be. It could be. I've seen some people, the way they trade. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's this one particular person that we probably all seen trade, and this person literally would just be like, buy, 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 sell, 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 buy, buy, sell. Okay, good night. Good night. And I'll be like, what is that? Sorry, y'all. My computer really be acting like it don't know me. Nah, people be doing that. Like, you don't understand. Like, the crazy things I've seen, the craziest thing I've seen somebody do is they literally don't, like, they just had no patience whatsoever. And patience is so important. Like, I enrolled somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I did they setup and everything. I said, I'm teaching at 10, right? They funded the account with $200. I said, I'm teaching at 10. Don't do anything. Go to your demo account. Why by 10 a.m. from like 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., this person really texted me and said, I have 61 cents. Like, when I tell you I was extremely baffled, I was like, I just couldn't even believe it. Like, why would you in your mind think that you were a master trader in 4 hours, girl? Like, woo, that was a crazy experience. But all right, EuroCAD. We're gonna look at EuroCAD. Yeah, 61 cents. Yeah, 61 cents, family. Don't be that person. Don't be a master trader in 4 hours. Right? It took somebody 8 years to develop one indicator. Like, you're not a master trader. All right, bet, right? So look, this is what we're looking at. And this is exactly how we're gonna mind blowing. So this is exactly what we're doing. This is how we're gonna use the products. It's, I promise you, it's not a morsel of brain energy you gotta use. You literally just gotta look, right? You need to know how to find your trend line tools, get a horizontal line. Sorry, I need to move this out the way, y'all. It's a lot of stuff on my screen. Right, and we just going to literally put a horizontal line. Well, another candle just formed literally 5 minutes ago. So we just going to put a horizontal line on this particular strategy. To access your strategies for people who don't know or for people that are new, you just go to GoLiberty.im, and you're going to use the same exact login that you use for anything IM Academy. And the first strategy that actually comes onto your chart is called the Webslinger. I guess because it looks like a web, I'm assuming that's why. And it'll literally say buy and sell on your screen. But what you want to look for is you want to see where the candles are forming, right? And the way I like to think about it is, because I really like to simplify things for myself, I like to think about it like the candles, right, represent the price, literally. So if I'm looking at a candle, I say, okay, that's price. What is price doing? Is price up? Is price down? We know the red candles mean the price is going down because the sellers are in control. And the blue candles mean that price is buying, and the buyers are in control. So just keep that in mind. Candles represent price. And everything else, literally everything else. So candles are price and everything else is average, right? So knowing that, and price is below average, right? Literally the candle is price, everything else is below average. Like, I really read my charts like a sentence, right? We don't, another mistake that people make is that they get too technical. Like, you want to understand everything that's going on in your chart. Like, it's like you don't have to understand all the integral pieces as long as you understand like what the overall thing is. It's like when people are eating soup, if you just know, let's just say you having vegetable soup, you don't really be like the peas, the carrots, the potatoes, the corn. You just look at it as a conglomerate. Okay, this is vegetable soup. So it's like when you look at your chart, just think about it as all these things. This is what's happening, right? And what's happening right now is price is below average, right? But if you want to know, all these lines just represent different, the actual indicator is called moving averages. So it's just the average place of where price was at over the last certain number of candles. So let's just click on one, right? Exponential moving average, you already know. right? And it just has all, usually it looks like this, but don't worry about any of this. This is just telling you that this is the average place for the last 5 candles. Well, let me take it off. One of these lines is the average place for the last 5 candles, the last 10 candles, the last 15 candles, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 250. For people that are do Forex, or you use other strategies like Simple Scalper, you know that it typically has like a 50 EMA or 200 EMA. These are all just different EMAs. So if price is below all the average places of what price was at before, 9 times out of 10 is going to continue to drop. Hence why when you see candles, the Webslinger strategy is best used for like when the market is trending in one direction, because you want to know that if price is low, is it going to continue to go low? We know it dropped past the 50 average, but is it past the 100 average too? Is it past the 200 average too? Is it past the 300 average too? Okay, wow, price must be really dropping. So the reason why the Webslinger is one of the best strategies simply is because it uses over 20 indicators, right? Now, I always say that each indicator, remember, each trade can go 50-50. Let's keep that in mind. But we also know that, or how I like to think about it, is each indicator that I have is about a 20% confirmation where if I'm going to clear my trade or not, right? So let's just say we know that if we have a red candle associated with any red indicators, for example, I have a red candle forming under price is below average, right? I know that, wait 1 second, y'all. Let me just move this line out the way. It's like I pretty much know that price is going to continue to drop. I just know price is going to continue to drop, but you don't even have to overthink that, because you could just come in here and look at that. And it'll be the opposite for a buy. If you see that the blue candles, for example, this is a good place just right here. If you see that the blue candles were forming above all your lines and clouds, that's just telling you that the candle, which is price, is above average, and price is actually going to continue to climb. So how you actually use the Webslinger is the first thing you want to do is locate where your candles are, right? And then you want to get a horizontal line from your left panel. You want to change the color if you like. You can make it red since you know you're looking for a sell. Let me click on it. You can make it red since you know you're looking for a sell. Or you can just keep it black since you'll be moving it up and down depending on the entry. And the only thing you want to do once you figure out which way price is going up or down is you want to put this line at the top, right, of where your latest candle is, which is about right there. It's just like 197, right? So that's just telling us that when the market gets to 197, right, we know that we can get in for a sell, because that's where price last open and that's where it continued to drop. Typically, pocket option and the Liberty scanner are about a 10-point difference. So if you had to find a lower entry, of course, like if the market wasn't realistically close to 197, what you could do is wait, obviously 5 minutes, because we know in the last 5 minutes, it actually got back up to 197, which means that it's going to pull back to that zone. But we just be trying to catch it by the minute instead of waiting on a longer time frame. So let us see, right? So currently price is around 146, right? If you see that price is extremely low, right, what you would do, like if what you're analyzing isn't corresponding with what you're currently looking at on the chart, you can do 2 things. You can zoom out, right? Now, if you hover near the bottom middle of your screen, you'll get these features that'll come up. So you can just zoom out, right? Because what you're trying to do is find another place where price looks like it's very low. You were just trying to find another place in the market where price was that low to see if you can get a confirmation. But if not, if that doesn't work, if zooming out does not help you, what you can now do, wait, is it back in the 180s? Let's see. 1 second, y'all. Oh, look at that. It actually is going back up. It actually is going back up, right? It actually is going back up. So we have 197. So it's 2 things we can do. We can wait for the market to pull back to 197, right? And we can get into the trade. Or now that we know it's going to pull back to 197, we could, what can we do, family? Somebody tell me, who knows? Pending order, right? Pending order. Right. And even though the market was just very, yeah, you can physically plug it in, right? Exactly. You can set a pending order. Now look at this, family. Now the market was just very low at 146. So what we would have did was we would have created like a lot of support and resistance lines, right, to try to catch it right on the up when it's still right? In the next 5 minutes, you know, in the next 5 minutes, it's going to go to 197 because that's where it went in the last 5 minutes. You would just literally wait. So now we see the market is at 189, right? And this is two trader issues and one that we're solving, right? One is use the products and two is use patience, right? Right? Because we could find another place, right? How do you plug in a pending order? I'll show you. Right now, we could have actually said, okay, well, that's still like 197. But let's see what this one is, what this hump is. All right, look, now it's at around 196, right? Let me get in. It would have been 197 or higher, 197 or higher, right? But if we use the products, we have a much better chance at clearing. And I really feel like I needed to show you guys this because I know a lot of people get upset when they take L's on sessions, but it's just like, we just don't rush the trades, family. I like 1 minute trades and I can trade in 1 minute on my own. That's fine, right? You won't win every trade, but you need to find like a trading style that really is going to work for you, right? And that just comes down to finding a product that works for you, right? Just finding one product that works for you. And we can see the market is pulling back, right? It was 197 or higher. I got in at 198, right? The market is currently at 190, right? So I'm still in profit. And all I did, family, was look at my Webslinger, right? I looked at my Webslinger, right? I put my line there to see, okay, 197 or higher, right? And then I got in for a sell. So we're going to see what happens. We are going to see what happens, right? The market is currently dropping, right? Now, even with the lag, right? Did I or did I not just look at my scanner for 2 seconds to plug in a trade, family? Like, if that was easy and that made sense, like, drop a 777 in the chat. Right? So don't try to be a master trader, family, because we are not master traders, right? Just use the product. So that was one clear. That was one clear. Yeah, right? And I feel like everybody has this moment of realization where it's just like, I am making this harder than I have to. Like, why are we bragging about the products if we're not actually using the products? Look at that, clear, right? Webslinger, very, very easy, very simple, right? Very easy, very simple. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again, but we're going to go to a different pair because it's like, all right, maybe we got lucky. No, we don't get lucky. We just use the products, family. That's why SBC sessions are undefeated, because like when they say follow the blueprint, is literally like humble yourself. You don't know everything. This is not gambling. Like, I put one line on the chart and I just made $9. Bro, imagine if I put 500 in this trade right now. What? Right? And I make over I make about $900, right? Just from clicking a button on a product, right? Now let's see if that entry point is still valid, because sometimes it is, and still valid means that, is the market continuing to bounce off of this point and do the same thing? Or is it actually breaking past that point and doing something different? So as we can see, right, we now have a blue candle under all our red lines. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to either go to another strategy or we're going to switch our pair. So you don't always have to wait for it to say sell or buy in order to hop in. No, you don't have to wait. But a tip about the sell and buy signal is that if you have the sell signal and nothing else popped up, it's a 50, I would say 60% that is still selling. At this point now, it's just finding at which pullback is it going to be, right? Because imagine if we would have gotten for a sell at this pullback, right? Because we still got the sell signal, but then it actually pulled back to this one. So we would have lost the trade. But the person who would have waited for it to push back up to the actual sell signal would have had a higher chance at clearing. Like, this is still an opportunity to sell, and this is still an opportunity to sell, but at any point in time, it could pull back to where the sell signal actually popped up. If that makes sense, y'all, drop a 111 in the chat. So this is really easy, family. The reason why I like to teach is because when I learned to trade from IM Academy, I literally was just making money off the products. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I honestly didn't know what I was doing. Like, I promise y'all, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I watched the video and it was like, I had my video over here, I had my pocket option right here, and I was just looking at it and it was like, okay, they said do this. Okay, I cleared. Okay, they said do this. Can you physically put a pending order again for the second pair? Yeah, I'll do a pending order. I'll show you guys how to do that. But now we're looking at our Webslinger and we see a blue candle under all the red lines. We don't want that, like, because that's just telling us that the market is trying to get back up to where it was before, which means that we could be moving into a period of consolidation, right? So with that being said, we're going to go to another strategy because this is for trending markets. As you can see, this thing was selling, like it had a little bit of pullback, selling. Right now, we're just going to go to simple scalper. Original simple scalper. Yeah, I'll show you how to do a pending order. Okay, bet. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. I love this, right? Damn, this ain't even the right pair. Now I'm mad. You're okay. You could definitely follow in your demo. Definitely. I definitely encourage that. All right, look at this. This is really nice. I like this too. So if you're using the simple scalper strategy, and this is the thing too, family. I would say if you haven't been finding luck on the 1 minute trades, yes, you can make money in 1 minute, but 5 minutes ain't that bad either. So just really use the products as they're designed before you find your niche. Like I use the products as as they were given to me, and then I found my niche in 1 minute because I figured out how to use the products, right? Which means I figured out what the indicators were telling me, and I figured out how to read them, which means that if I can read this on a 5 minute and a 15 for Forex, that means I can read this on a 1 minute. So I kind of just went backwards, and like all these levels in my mind just started unlocking after I actually learned it on this way first. So I do encourage everybody to just maybe try longer trades, 5 minute, and see how that works out for you, because it really, really might work out so much better for you. Because even within an hour, you can still get into 12 trades. And if you clear in $10 trades at 850 times 12, that's still about $80 an hour that you just made. And that's better than what a lot of people are doing, right? So when you use this strategy, for example, the first thing you want to do, obviously look at your time. We see we have about 40 seconds left into the next candle form. Perfectly. That's not perfect. That's not that much time. Now, on this strategy, what you're looking for, it says on EuroCat, we could be looking for a buy, right? And it's a lot of reasons why we know that this is going to be a buy. The first reason on this strategy is because we see, and let me just zoom out so I can really put this into perspective for y'all. I like to think about the Bollinger Bands, right? The Bollinger Bands are these these lines. It's this thick red line, this thick blue line, and this skinny black line in the middle. Wait, hold on. This is definitely gonna be a buy. Let me tell y'all where so y'all can get in. It said a buy at around 149. 149. I know the market is at 233 right now, which seems kind of high. But if the products say the market is going to pull back to 149, then I'm pretty sure it's going to pull back to 149. We just got to wait. Or 165. If the market pulls back to 165, you can go ahead and get in. But pretty much when you're looking for a buy, right, these Bollinger Bands act as a rubber band, right? Price will always be, and I say this all the time, price will always be between these bands, right? And if it ever starts to go outside of these bands, it's going to automatically adjust itself. Like that's just a fact. And I'm just going to scroll back to the past just to show you what I mean, because I always have to demonstrate this, right? So we can see right here, right? Even just a little bit, right? Just think about, I always say, think about the candles as cars, right? And think about the red Bollinger Band as one side of the road, right? And the blue Bollinger Band as the other side of the road, right? Like cars don't drift to the shoulder of the road, right? And when they start to drift, they're going to come back on, right? So if you see that, whether it's a red candle or a blue candle, but typically it'll be a red candle because price was going down, and then it had to readjust and go up, right? Because the Bollinger Bands in between is like average. Like this is the average place where price is at. So when it's in between those lines, that's where we have consolidation happening. Price is doing this, right? It's going up too high, then it's adjusting back down. It's going down too low, and it's coming back high, right? So we see it again right here. When price starts to drift outside of the Bollinger Bands, it has to readjust. So if you would have saw this, you would have known that, okay, I should be looking for a sell because price needs to readjust itself, right? Look, and then price readjusted itself. It was doing a worm, right? And then it decided to sell, right? Sell. It got too low. Oh no, it's drifting. It had to readjust itself, right? Doing the wave, doing the worm. If you guys see what I'm talking about, drop a 333 in the chat with the Bollinger Bands, because this is important. This is very important, family, right? This is very important because all these indicators tell you different things about the price. So once you understand what each individual thing is telling you, and then you put it all together, you're going to be like, it's literally no way that you will not clear. Like, it's literally no way. Like, you're not going to clear 100% of your trades, but I promise you will clear a good 81 solid. Yes, you're going to take L's. I take L's, right? But you're still going to clear a good solid 81% of your trades using the least. I feel like that's another mistake we've all been making. We've been using too much brain power. What? This is supposed to be getting simplified. Like, I just like to teach you guys so that when your mentees have questions, right, you can answer those questions. Or when somebody asks you, you're not just like use the products, right? Because they can use the products, but they need to understand how they work. So look at this, family. It was wavy. It got a little bit outside of the top. It readjusted itself, doing the worm, drop down, right? And then we have this happening over and over again. Whether it's at the top, a blue or red candle pushing outside is going to readjust itself because it has to, right? So knowing that, let's go back to our current chart. We saw that the candle was pushing way outside of here, right? It was pushing way outside of here. So that's how we knew that we should be looking for a buy, right? That was the first sign that I saw. Okay, I see my candle is pushing outside of my Bollinger Band, right? My car is drifting into the shoulder. I need to readjust myself. That was a sign number one for a buy. Now, the second sign for a buy, you want to see a blue candle is forming, right? So we see a blue candle. So we know, cool. All right, we know that the buyers are in control of the market. They're trying to push the price back up. Cool, we got two confirmations for a buy. That's about 20-40%. We're going to win the trade, right? Now, some people, they would just look at that. They would say, okay, cool, blue candle, I'm just going to go in, right? And I'm just going to buy, right? Ooh, that's $500. Ooh, right? But that's really what some people would do. They would just come in here and they would just get in for a buy simply off of that. And that's not enough, right? That's really not enough because that's only about a 40% chance that we'll win the trade. And look at that, out of profit. I would be sick to my stomach if I put in $500 in the trade and I got to sit here and be on the edge of my seat if it's going to clear. Nah, I want to be sure that it's going to clear. I do not want this thing to be 5 points in profit, 3 points in profit. I really want to know I'm about to clear, right? So that would have been a 40% chance we're gonna win our trade. So not bad, not bad. We in profit. Okay, cool, right? But it's even more indicators. Of course, this was a good buy. Like we know it's going to buy because we have over 4 indicators telling us that. But I'm just going through them so that you can count them and be like, all right, bet. And we about to make $905 in 1 minute. Family, that looked like a vacation to me. That looked like a trip to me. That's really how I be. But anyway, you want to see your blue candle pushing outside of the band or close to it. You're going to see a blue candle. That's 40%. Now, the third thing, which is amazing, right? These purple dots are called parabolic SAR. But if you can't remember that, because I've had somebody call them diabolical dots, we just going to call them the purple dots, right? If you see that the purple dots are forming under your candles, remember, candles are price, right? Everything else is average. So if you see that the blue candle is forming above the purple dot, which means that it's forming above average, that's another sign that it's going to continue to buy, right? So now we got a 60% chance of winning, right? Exactly, right? We would have been actually able to get into that trade because, good morning, we would have had a 60% chance that we was going to clear. But we have even more indicators on our chart that's going to give us, if these two also confirm the buy, right? We would have had an 80, right, to 100% chance of clearing that trade, which let's just see if we cleared. Right? We cleared, right? Simply because we used our products, right? And this, I really want you guys to see this. If you can make $5 in the trade to make $9.05, you can make 500. You can put $500 in the trade to make $905 in 1 minute, family. People are really making bread. And then I'll be able to kindly withdraw this today, right? Kindly go book my all-inclusive trip to Tulum, right? I'm not saying that's what I did, but I'm just saying that that's what I would do, right, family? Like I would kindly do that, right? So yeah, that's use the products. That's if you guys want to use the products, right? Can you guys just drop like the products work in the chat, please? Can we just get the products work in the chat? Right. Word. Also, can you guys drop also this is easy? Can we get a this is easy in the chat? Good morning, twin. Good morning. Can we just get a this is easy? This is easy because I want y'all making money. I don't want y'all relying on my session. I don't want y'all relying on the SBC session. I don't want y'all I'm sorry, I just said align. I don't want y'all relying on nobody but yourself. I want you to be able to roll over in the middle of the night, right? I want you to be at the airport. Like I want you to be like at the laundromat, like just being like the products work, right? All right, you said once you see everything aligned, don't just hop in as soon as it aligns. No, this is the key, right? And this is another mistake. Don't just hop in as soon as it aligns. You want to hop in where the market tells you, I mean, where the product tells you to hop in, right? So let me go back to my Liberty scan. Okay, so this is perfect. This is a good example, right? Of a sell. We got a sell coming up because what we want to see with the sell is we want to see our red candle. The closer it is to the red band, the better. But it's not up there clearly, but it's a red candle. So we got that. That's sign number one. The second sign that you would want to see is that you would want to see that your parabolic SAR is above your candle. At the moment, it's not. So we just going to skip that as an indicator, right? So right now we only have one confirmation that is selling, and that's the red candle. Now we do have 2 minutes left until the next candle, but we also have, if you want to continue to count your confirmations, we have a second confirmation, which is this red volume bar telling us that the sellers actually have enough momentum to continue to pull this down. But are they actually going to be able to do that, right? So we got two confirmations, right? Now the third and fourth confirmation go hand in hand. So this will put us at an 80% chance of clearing this trade, right? You will want to see this one up here. It's called your stochastic oscillator, but we just gonna call it the stock or graph 2, right? And then the bottom one is called your RSI, which is your relative strength index, but we just gonna call it the RSI or graph 3, right? And you just want that thing to be facing down, right? It's really simple, family. Whatever this line is doing, that's what price is doing. If the line is facing up, price is going up. If the line is facing down, price is going down. Like I really don't even know why it's like overcomplicated. Like it's facing down, right? Facing down, price is dropping. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our horizontal line because this is for your question, Janina. Oh, this was a good lesson. I'm sorry, Lee. This was a really good one. Um, you're gonna take your horizontal line and you're going to put it at the top of that red candle, right? That's all we're gonna do. That's it, right? The top of that red candle, because that's where that candle opened. That's telling us that when the market gets to 310, we're gonna sell, right? And what did the market do, family? I got a line on my chart. It went to 312 before. Like, yeah, the market is at 270. It may not look like it's gonna push up 30 points, but if the product say it's gonna push up to 310, you just better hold your horses until it push up, right? And if you can't hold your horses, let me just show you guys how to put in the pending order, and then we'll actually get into the live session. When am I going to become an educator? Well, this is what we're going to do, family. If y'all want me to be an educator, because that's what I want too, we have to make sure you're tagging my sessions, right? Recording, posting me on Instagram, and you got to tag Christopher Terry, right? You got to tag Christopher Terry and tell him, right? Christopher Terry is the CEO of I Am Academy, because that's what Mr. Teacup said he did. And I feel like a lot of educators really just did they thing, how I'm doing my thing, until they was just like, they kept tagging Christopher Terry. They kept tagging Christopher Terry. So if y'all want me to work for I Am Academy as much as I want to, right? Tag Christopher Terry on Instagram and tell him. So by this time next year, y'all could be coming to my Go Live sessions, right? So anyway, family, pending orders. So we know that our entry point is going to be 310, right? We don't want to wait because a lot of people, you guys wouldn't wait. Like we do have the confirmations for the sell, but you just wouldn't wait. You just wouldn't wait. His Instagram is I am Christopher Terry. Whitney, you still here? I am Christopher Terry. Wait, Whitney, I gotta unmute you. You know I gotta unmute you. Could you raise your hand, sis? I know. Could you raise your hand? No, I found you. I found you. Where you at?
Oh my God. I mean, we really twist today.
Where you at? I don't even see any of my cameras or anything, my people. Oh, here it is. I gotta make it big.
Morning,
Hey, hey.
Oh, morning.
Oh my God, I knew you was over there singing. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That's so funny.
Let me edify you real quick, y'all. Y'all know Cha-Cha really been in the trenches since before, like, she had the money mantra. Like, this is really something that she manifested. So understand that anything you want, whether it's dollars, whether it's your crib, anything you want, Cha-Cha, like, she is a true form of manifestation, the manifestation queen. And I just appreciate that I get to run with you. So I just love you so much. Congratulations on P1. This a little pit stop because we know C10 is done, honestly. I love you so much.
Hey, I love you too, Twin. You already know we getting to killing crab legs.
Killer crab legs. One more time. Oh, Christopher Terry.
Don't make me play the video. But
they want to make money. They want me. I'm done.
I know. It's not 11:11 yet. We're gonna get started. But all right, family. Thank y'all. I just wanted to. That is my good sis Lit Wit. If y'all don't know, y'all gonna know. Like, we really twins. If I take this scarf off, oh, you got a scarf on too. I'm about to say, if I take this scarf off, we really twins. Like, it's so funny. But all right, family, we're gonna get started with the live trading sessions, and you already know we are going to be using the products. Pending order. I'm sorry. I got distracted. I got real distracted. But for the pending order, once you find your entry point, I knew you was gonna bring me back, Brianna. I knew it. She's like, girl. But once you find your entry point on the actual scanner, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come over here to pending trades. I'm not sure if other brokers offer it, but Pocket Option definitely does. So you're gonna go to pending trades and write this down, because this will like, in addition to using the products to find that sniper entry that you definitely going to clear, right? 81% of the time, you don't even got to be at your computer, right? You can literally sit at your computer for a good 10 minutes, find 3 or 4 entries, set your pending trades, and get on with your life, right? So you click pending trades, and then what we're going to do is we want to do it by the asset price, right? We want to do it by the asset price. So we know that the currency pair we're trading on is Euro CAD. And we know that the opening price that we said was 310, right? So at your opening price, you would just change the last 3 numbers to 310, right? You would change it to 310, 152, 310, right? Now the market clearly has already passed this point, but what we would be telling the market is that once it gets to 310, put me in for this trade, right? So I'm just going to leave it at 310, right? And you also want to make sure that the payout percentage matches what the market is currently at. So I can see that the market is currently paying out at 75%. Like, and this is extremely important. You want to make sure it matches, because if it doesn't match, it's not going to trigger the trade. It's just not going to trigger the trade, right? So actually, let me do a higher pending order since it already passed 310. And let me just do like a really live demonstration. All right, so I see that this market is buying, like, whether it's buying or selling, you'll know, like, okay, we got the buy, we got the blue candle, we got the parabolic SAR, we got the blue, blah, blah, all this stuff. We're going to move our line to the bottom of this blue candle. That's telling us at 251, that's where we want to put our buy at. So we're going to come to our pending trades, by the asset price, and we're going to say at 251, right? We're going to put that as our opening price with the payout at 75%. Right? We want to be in the trade for 1 minute, right? We're going to say that we want to get in for a buy, right? So you're going to put the price that you see on your scanner, make sure the payout matches where the market is currently at, right? If you cleared it at 310, amazing, because it's products really like that, right? You want to put your time frame. So this can be 1 minute, 2 minute. If you're like using the scanner, you're going about your life, I would just make everything aligned. So I would change this to 5 minute as well. It really doesn't matter, honestly. And then you know that you said buy, right? You said 251, 75%, M5, because this is what I saw on my chart. I'm just transferring it to this. I'm gonna get in for a buy. Now you don't have to do anything else for the rest of the day. You literally can, once you do this, you set up your 3 or 4 pending trades, you can just log off and go about your day, because these trades are going to trigger automatically once the market hits that point, right? So it's super simple, super easy. It might trigger, like if we go to another pair, we'll see later in the session. I want everybody to just go in and set that pending order. So let's all do this together so you guys can just make money later. And even if you only do it for $1, I just need you to see that it works and to test it out. So everybody's going to click pending trades on your right panel. You're going to do by the asset price, Euro CAD. You're going to change the last 3 numbers to 250. Change your payout. Just make the payout 70, right? Because even if it's at least, it has to be at least 70. So if it's 70, 75, let's just do 70, right? Change your time frame to M5. And then put whatever risk amount. But in this case, because it's a demo, put $1. And then you're going to click buy. and you'll be able to see the trade where it says current or postponed trades. It'll all be in the same window. So once that trade is triggered, it'll automatically disappear. If it never triggers, because sometimes the market will continue to rise and rise and rise, and it won't reach that point days later. It's up to you, but I would do demo, because since you're learning, whenever you're learning something, always use your demo, because it's to teach you. It is going to be mistakes in, but it's like it's explaining something to you. So that's that, and that's that. So, all right, family, if you guys are ready to use the products and make some money, right, we're going to exercise some patience. We're going to have an undefeated session today. Can I just get a I'm ready in the chat, right? Can I get an I'm ready? And I got my water early, so I don't got to take a break. All right, awesome. If this was helpful, if this was helpful and you guys think that you're going to make more money, just drop a 777 in the chat. Awesome. 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 Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me stop sharing this and stop recording.